put some paint and a fresh look on the thing. As far as a new building goes, that is on my wish list of things to have. But there's some financial things that you have to deal with. I mean, like a new building is not a cheap investment, and where the estate and the company was left in such a, it was left with no one at the helm so abruptly that there was no contingency plan in place for what happens if this happens. So right now we're still dealing with the legal ramifications of that. I can't even sell anything belonging to the company if I wanted to, because it's still tied up with the estate and my father's name and stuff like that. Even though I am director and president of the companies, I'm still an employee of myself. I don't have full autonomy yet. And unfortunately, my sister being 15, it might not happen for another 4 years. We can push, and I've been talking to my lawyer to try to push to have the restrictions taken off of me so I'm able to operate more freely. But at the same time, I can't be viewed as doing things for my own benefit, and I haven't done that since we've started. I've done everything with my sister and the estate's best interests in mind. So going forward, there will be no change in that. It'll just be less restrictions on how we're able to operate and generate capital going forward for new projects like the new stand.
We've been steady built in production for the past 8 weeks, which is great. We finally got the go-ahead that we're going to be going ahead with Sobeys National. I just met with Sobeys yesterday, and that's really great news because they've been supporting local for 110 years. So the fact that they're even more committed now than they were at the beginning, which is great. So it gives me something to plan for, and it's really exciting because I know that the opportunities with export outside of Newfoundland, even if it is mostly Canada, is really going to stabilize the company and give us the brand reach that we need.
Okay, so what are we doing now today? Are we going to have this thing ready for Friday for go to finish past to make the boat?
We got to open it up and see if we can get the both the redundant communication links operational.
Okay, so the idea of this, it collects the data from the bottom. The data is sent by acoustic modem from the current meters to the surface, and the telemetry boy records the data in a data logger, and then it sends the data by satellite to get it real time back here to the office. So it's a new development. It's never been done before, so it's new research. The reason we create things like this, because if we need the data in the offshore and the instrumentation doesn't exist, we design and build the instrumentation to do the work and get the data that we need.
The last month and a half, 2 months, obviously were difficult. Essentially, I didn't know until the last week that we'd be closing. We tried to fight it out until the summer came when it got busy again, but the numbers weren't there and the debt was going up, and I wasn't comfortable making it go up any more than it did. So, I had to make a decision within a couple days to close it. Talked to Nick first, and then came up with a strategy with him, and then we had to tell the staff on basically a Sunday night that we wouldn't be open on Monday, unfortunately.
I've got in a position where I've got a window into what's going on here, and trying to do the best by the restaurant, but I've also got a staff that are deeply rooted here as well, and they're knowledgeable of have somewhat of an idea of what's going on, and you're trying to sort of keep both ships happy and moving forward in the best direction you can. So it was certainly challenging, and I think everyone was met with disappointment when the news came forward. I think that the fifth ticket gave everybody a real boost in their professional life and in their career, and I'm pleased to say that I think all my staff in the back of house are in positions equal to or better than where they were, and definitely brought with them into their new job a great wealth of knowledge and experience that otherwise wouldn't have happened if the fifth ticket never came about.
Well, the staff kind of knew that the possibility was there because I had sat down with them in February and told them what was going on. So they knew that the potential for it to happen existed, so they weren't too shocked. So that made it easier. So it wasn't like like a knife in the stomach kind of feeling for them. They kind of see the writing on the wall, but they're definitely sad. I mean, we built a family over the years. They're very close. I was very close with a lot of them as well. So we had like a little going off, and it was good. And they're all still pretty close. They still post in the group all the time to meet up for drinks, and I know a lot of them still hang out. And whenever I see them, we have great conversations and stuff.
Hi, I'm Mike James. I head up the Commercial Financial Services team for Newfoundland and Labrador for RBC. Through RBC Future Launch, we're committed to empowering the youth for the jobs of tomorrow. And because the world of work is changing and the young people are unprepared, Future Launch is focused on 3 things: helping youth get work experience, grow their networks, and gain new skills. That's why we're proud to sponsor Connector NL, a program to help new residents and recent graduates grow their professional network and connect with career opportunities. We're changing the way we do things at RBC, but preparing youth for the changing world of work isn't something we can do alone. So join us. To learn more, visit connectornl.ca.
This portion of Entrepreneur NL has been brought to you by Hickey's Timber Mart, Big Red Electric, and Dream Kitchens.
Hickey's Timber Mart for all your home construction and renovation projects, offering fast next-day delivery and Air Miles Reward Miles too. Hickey's Timber Mart, Harbor Main, CBS, and Torbay Road.
Hey, my name is John Butler, owner of Luncheon, and we are a healthy lunchbox delivery service here in the city where we bring healthy lunchboxes all over St. John's and Mount Pearl for $10, delivered right to your door the next day by 12 o'clock. For the past 3 years, we've really been trying to find a place to call home. The opportunity arose about 3 months ago to actually find a place to call home, and that was here at the YMCA. We had a meeting with Krista Payne, the Director of Enterprise Services and Employment Services here at the Y, where we were trying to look for that next strategic direction where we could have a physical place. And it just so happened that there was an opportunity for us to come into the Y to operate the cafe. So we took it on, and it was amazing. I highly recommend coming to the YMCA to check out the business planning programs that they have in place and look to see what would best suit you and your business, and meet with some of the consultants. If nothing else, just start to build a relationship and talk about your ideas, talk about what it is you'd like to do. While you're here, come on over to the cafe and say hi.
The thing that I've done this year most significantly, besides Neighborhood Watch and a few other fundraising programs, is opening the garage. I mean, it started as my dad always had a garage to maintain his own taxis. Now, outside of that, we still maintain the other taxis with Jiffy. We give them a pretty good rate, but it's a new business as far as I'm concerned, and trying to grow that in a down economy is proven to be a challenge. And like any business owner will tell you, it's not everything that glitters is gold. Like, you can have $1 million idea, but if you try to start it in the wrong economy or at the wrong time, you just might fit. No matter what, no fault of your own, just external conditions you have no control over. So we're just trying to build a customer base and then repeat customers. And from what I've been told in the industry, like the automotive repair industry is up and down as it is. I mean, with the seasons. And just in this particular time, we're in a lull in the economy, and we're seeing an even a lower dip in customers and people that are keeping up on the regular maintenance and stuff like that. So I mean, it's always a battle to try to get people in, and then to get them in the second time is even harder. So I mean, the repeat customers is what we're trying to build, and we've got a small following, and I mean, our suppliers have been really, really easy to deal with. We did some major electrical upgrades and new lighting and stuff with the building. Our waiting area and our reception area, it's top notch as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, it's just waiting for the people to come in. Yes, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, as they say, right? That's right, wheels are turning. Stevie out there.
If I didn't have the local support that I have from other business owners, I don't think that I'd be in business right now. The very first person who helped me out in business was Pat Quinlan, and he He owned Quinlan Brothers. He's gone now. Anyway, he just passed away. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. I just want to show you a picture. He was a little rock star. Well, he wasn't little. He was a big man. He had a big heart. And he taught me a lot of life lessons. He taught me to respect people. And he taught me to go after what I wanted. And you know, he did that for a lot of people. So locally, my mom worked for him for 42 years. Him and Dad were buddies. And then there's a lot of other people, like my cousins, they've all helped me. My brothers have helped me. They're in business for themselves. You know, everybody that really, whether they really believe in my dream or not, they've had the respect for me to help me, which is really important.
Everything we do to help the community is all scientific. You know, and we're doing our research where we can at least, you know, we have done the research. We know we can stop cancer. We'd have to get a drug to market. We tackle the problem with MRSP in dogs because the infection that dogs get, and it's increasing, and it's a very severe problem. So we've worked on drug-resistant bacteria. That will help everybody in the long run. So what has to happen now? When does this thing get finished?
So we have to open up the cave cover in there.
Yeah.
Then Todd wants to check the satellite link below the cover.
Okay.
To see if there's an attenuation issue with the satellite signal going through the bulkhead.
Okay.
That's where we suspect the problem is.
Okay, so when do you think we'll get an answer for that part?
Depends on what happens when we open it up.
Okay.
Might be a simple fix. In that case, this one could be good to go later on today.
Okay.
Might be a more complicated fix where we have to go out and collect some more parts.
Okay.
And do not a full rebuild, but like
Partial rebuild. And the communications.
So I don't think it's going to be a big problem, but we won't know until we get it.
Okay. So we do our best.
So what happens if it's a big problem?
We fix it.
Futurepreneur helped us out with funding and also with the creation of some key elements to our business plan. And ultimately as well, they partnered me up with somebody once we got started and got up and running in their mentor program. It was really helpful. There's a million amazing resources for budding entrepreneurs, first of all. So they all talk about each other. And so, you know, I was here doing my business plan, I was somewhere else doing this, and then finally, of course, it came to the matter of funding. Where am I going to get funding? And of course, everybody just came at me with Futurepreneur. This is where you need to check it. This is where you need to check out. So it was just through the network of various other support organizations out there that promoted Futurepreneur to me. And I mean, it helped me ultimately with the money to get started, to get the business off the ground. I mean, you need that. And just to even know that somebody's been through it before, it's not just you, it's all normal, it's part of entrepreneurship, that's been amazing.
This portion of Entrepreneur Nell has been brought to you by Hot Tub Pros, Canadian Energy, and Home Shield Insulation.
Hey, this is Dave from Hot Tub Pros. Welcome to our brand new location, 835 Topsail Road, Mount Pearl. Hot Tub Pros, your exclusive dealer for beachcomber hot tubs and Spa Marvel, the revolutionary all-natural hot tub water treatment. We're excited and are celebrating our new location with an amazing sale event. Ask us about our 6 months, 0 deposit, 0 interest, and 0 payment event. Up to $5,300 in savings. Hot Tub Pros, 835 Topsail Road, Mount Pearl.
Hi, I'm Dwayne from DNA Contracting. We do everything from your foundation to the last nail in your trim and everything in between. From turnkey homes to additions, to complete kitchen renovations, stonework, and much more. We're not happy until you're happy. Please call us for your quote today.
This message has been brought to you by Rigid Power Tools. Powerful, durable, professional. Entrepreneur Nell would like to congratulate Massage Ninja on their new business endeavors. Look out for Massage Ninja, mobile massage unit in your neighborhood.
When I looked at whether to invest more money or to walk away from it, looking at what's coming up in the economy too, I just didn't feel comfortable with putting any more into it. So decided to call it quits. It was tough, but it was the right decision for sure. I definitely lost a solid portion of that investment, but you know, that's the risk you take when you do it, and you know you got to be okay with doing that. So no, I'm pretty comfortable with where I am. I'm happy with where I'm going, and we'll see what's going to happen next.
Business-wise, I could strangle him, but as a father, you know he's irreplaceable. Because just the advice I got from, you know, he would sit here in the dining room and just conduct business, you know, like a conductor, just like, you know, call in here, call in there, house phone, I got a beep on this line, and talking business the whole time. And I'd just sit there and watch TV, but I'd listen to him more than I'd be watching that TV. And that was my education in the first place. That's the only reason that I'm still here today, that Jiffy Cabs is still operating today, is that informal education that I got in the living room here. And you know, I couldn't be more thankful for that and for everything he did for me. I mean, he helped me out with my own personal education when I went to University of New Brunswick and when I went back to MUN as well. And without that support, I wouldn't have been able to do all those things, learn and, you know, become the man I am today without him. So I definitely do thank him for what he gave me as a father and an informal business coach, because I offered up my opinions a few times while he was alive, and he did. It was his company and his business. He could do what he wanted, and you know, he said, thanks for the advice, but you know, I'm going to do it this way. So
economically in this province, I've been in business, self-employed, in different industries now since I was 18. I feel that in the past 3 years, it's been the hardest time I've ever lived in Newfoundland as a business owner. Maybe because that's the category I'm in, but I feel that if you're going to jump into business, you need to have a budget. You need to be realistic. You need to research. You need to research what your competition is doing. You need to actually choose an item that there is a demand for. So I'm pretty much giving the advice of everything I didn't do. Because you go through a lot of stress, and you know, your family suffers and you suffer, and you know, everything from not having time with your family to, you know, just having bad habits, because entrepreneurs are the most stressed out people in society, and I was one of them for a long time, and I mean, I could be again next month, but you know, I think you have to understand that things happen that you have no control over, you know, and when that happens, it's going to challenge every cell in your body, and everyone around you is going to tell you to quit. So you have to be prepared. So if you decide you want to go into business and you take all your money, and like I did, and you stick it into a company, and you want that company to be down there 20, 30 years down the road, then you better be prepared that shit is going to hit the fan at some point, and you're going to have to clean it up yourself. And if you don't have the strength to do that, then you're going to have to walk away. And then are you going to want to walk away? Is it going to kill you? Like, I don't quit. That's probably a good thing. But, you know, some of my family think it's a bad thing because I've worked so hard to get to where I am. But I really see what I'm doing is a good thing, because we're providing healthy things for people that ordinarily wouldn't be able to buy something that's good for them and at a good price point too. So I believe in what I'm doing, but it's been hard.
Oh, hey, gratitude alert. We love that we get to come together here every day to connect with amazing people and do some pretty incredible things. So much so that we decided that we would put our vivid vision for the company we wanted to be right here on the wall. So why do we brand better? Well, we do it for our team, because we're a bunch of knowledge-based subject matter experts. And we invest our time, talent, and passion to collaborate and make some good things happen. And then there's our clients. Through every branding, storytelling, and provocative campaign that we do, we set them apart from their competition. And we do it for our love of place. It's our love of place that powers our commitment to volunteering and partnership and helping to build a more resilient and exciting place to be. It's vision that keeps us together, and it keeps us looking forward. And why? Well, to help our clients, our team, and our community to grow. And for us, that's what it means to brand better.
This portion of Entrepreneur Nell has been brought to you by Freshie, Cooper's Heating Solutions, and Bins on Demand.
Every entrepreneur, whether starting a business or growing an existing operation, needs a support network, and Enloe can be a key part of your team. For more than 20 years, Enloe has provided support, business counseling, access to networks, and professional development opportunities for women entrepreneurs. Our services are free of charge no matter where you live, so please go to our website at www.enloe.org for more information.
Well, what I envision, I want to see my cancer molecule make it to market and into clinical trials so people start getting results from it, from what I've worked on for the last several years. And I want to get the funds from getting this a partnership with Big Pharma so that they can take it to market. And I want to use it to do more oceanography in the offshore. We're a marine company. All our work is in the ocean. Even though people look at, well, this medical stuff is different, it's not really, because it comes from a plant in the ocean, and we've always done biological work and looked at the health of fish and the species out there.
That is the scariest part as an entrepreneur. You're alone, you're financially stressed, you're trying to make it work, and you're working your guts out, and sometimes it's like one smack in the face after another. But like, I think you gotta look at the big picture. It's kind of hard when you're down the trenches, but you got to look at the big picture and say, okay, is this worth it for me to continue on? And I don't like quitting, and I'm happy that I stuck it out.
This chain actually that I wear, a few of us have it, and what it is they're feathers. And my dad's bike, he called it the Dreamer. He was called Tommy Dreamer Hollett, and he had dream catchers all over. Like, you know, it was like, to see his bike, it was a work of art because it was all hand painted and airbrushed. So it was a dream catcher getting hit by the front of the bike and shattering in all these pieces. And there was a piece of a dream catcher here and here and here. You had to search them. It was like an I Spy puzzle. You had to find them. And then there'd be like a feather, like these metal feathers. They'd be sewn onto the seat or the hand grips and stuff like that. So there'd be pieces of it. And then right at the very tail, it all came back together. And then there was a full dream catcher and stuff like that. And he had a giant dream catcher pendant. And I think about him every day. And I wear this chain, and every time I wear this chain, I am thinking about him.
I would never say I regret doing it, because I learned more in the last 3-4 years from the fifth ticket than I'd ever learn in an MBA or any work environment that I've been in so far, because I was so committed to it, and I had to do so many different things, from accounting to HR to legal to marketing to, you know what I mean, like day-to-day operations. Like, it's pretty invaluable experience. You know, for me, it's like I'm comfortable with what I did and how I did it, so that's all that matters.
I'm going to stay in Newfoundland because I believe in the people here, and I believe in ourselves. And I know that, you know, things might look grim and stuff, but it's always been the people, the hardworking people here that have pushed us through those hard times, and we've always come out on top, and I don't think this is going to be any different.
Production support of this program has been brought to you by Concrete Products.
The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.